Mr. Delaney, on August 26, 2018, after your partner, Quinn, had returned from taking your son, Jack, to the family doctor, she asked you, how did Jack get the bruises on his abdomen? Isn't that true? Yes, that's correct. And you replied that you had no idea. Isn't that true? Yes, it's true. I really had no idea how Jack would have a bruise on his abdomen. Okay, now, the very next day, on August 27th, when Jack was taken to the hospital, Dr. Chow asked you whether Jack had suffered any recent falls or trauma. Isn't that true? Yes, that is true. To which you replied, no. Isn't that true? That is true. I certainly didn't feel that Jack had suffered any recent traumas. In fact, Dr. Chow had asked you a second time whether Jack had suffered any recent falls or trauma, to which you repeatedly said, no. Isn't that also true? Yes, that's true. Because when Dr. Chow asked if Jack had had any falls, I thought about whether Jack had had any falls, like the time he fell in the park, and he hadn't. So, naturally I said no. But Jack did have a fall. And you know that very well, because you were there. Isn't that true? I was there for the fall down the stairs, if that's what you mean. In fact, you fell on Jack on August 21st, which was just a few days prior to your conversation with Dr. Chow. Isn't that true?
Oh,
that is true. You fell on Jack against the top of a stairway gate that was secured at the bottom of a staircase in your home. Isn't that what happened, Mr. Delaney? Yes, that is what happened. So, Mr. Delaney, is it your testimony that you forgot entirely about this incident where you fell with Jack down your stairs, wherein Jack was essentially squished between you and the baby gate? You completely forgot about this. Just a few days later, when your partner Quinn and when Dr. Chow were both asking whether Jack had suffered any recent falls or trauma. Is that your testimony, Mr. Delaney? Look, I know that in hindsight, it must look like at the time that I was being asked whether Jack had any falls or trauma, that I was being elusive or disingenuous. But at that time, I was thinking my son has some sort of ongoing stomach condition, some sort of serious illness, something that has landed my son in the hospital. And so when the doctor is asking me if he had any falls, I thought, well, this is way off. No, he had no falls. Let's get to things. Let's find out what this is all about. That's where my head was at. I thought we were dealing with some sort of ongoing stomach issue. Thank you, Your Honor. I have no further questions.
Oh,